I am Michael Foley, and welcome to No Two Gays About It.
And I'm Tom Burke. Nice to have you join us today.
Absolutely, and we are kind of the odd couple of the podcasts. I'm sort of Eliza Doolittle, and over there we have Henry Higgins, and try as he might, I'm still going to be that Sowsier from New Jersey, because you could take the boy out of Jersey, but you can't take the Jersey out of the boy. So, anywho, on today's show, we are going to be talking about the Kinsey scale and where you fall on it and how gay are you. And we also have our favorite part of the show, which is the savage side eye coming up. And Tom gets all excited when he hears that.
Well, that's definitely one of my favorite parts of the show. It's where whatever's bugging us that week, whether it be a person, a thing, or something that's happening, Michael and I throw a little shade their way with our savage side eye.
Sometimes a lot. So, what's going on with you? What's happening in your world?
Not too much. I had a little incident happen today. I went out for a bike ride this morning. Instead of hiking, I thought I'm going to do a big bike ride. Well, I got, I don't know how many miles away from home and got a flat tire. That was not fun. And I was like, what am I going to do? Ride it back, but didn't
Does
quite work.
AAA... I mean, no, that may be a really stupid question, but I'm kind of serious. Would they come for a flat tire for a bike?
I don't know. I mean, I'm a AAA member. I don't know if they would. But that's one of the pluses of having a husband.
There you go. With a pickup truck.
He's my AAA. Yep.
There you go.
What's happening with you?
So a funny thing happened on the way to TikTok.
Okay.
I got what they call a strike against me.
What'd you
for
do?
Questionable content.
Oh,
which,
Michael.
and I have to say in TikToks, I give them a little bit of credit because other formats just totally ban you for 30 days or whatever. But they gave me a warning. It was like a slap on the wrist because I called Clarence Thomas a hoe. And apparently that's considered bullying. But the ironic thing is, I consider myself a hoe. The difference between me and Clarence is I do it for free. I look at it as community service. And who doesn't want to service the community? Clarence, on the other hand, makes shitloads of money for his hoedom. But yeah, so TikTok gave me a slap on the wrist and told me not to do it again. Otherwise, I might be locked out. So,
Well, congratulations.
thank you. I really do
Sure.
wear it as a badge of honor.
I know you do. And please keep out of my community when you're doing your community service, please.
Okay. Oh, and speaking of community service, I have a little surprise for you. And I gave a little bit of away at the top of the show, but considering you're the list man,
I definitely love a list.
I know you do. So I went out because of your level of embarrassment last week telling your bathhouse story and found a list of kinks and sort of how kinky are you. So I'm going to put you under the spotlight because
Okay.
ironically, one of the kinks is interrogation. And
A sexual kink?
Yeah, it's called interrogation. And, you play police officer criminal, which porns
Okay.
do all the time, or
Okay.
military officer, prisoner of war kind of scenario. So,
Well, that's like, what's that called? Role playing, right?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
But there's a specific term called
I see.
called interrogation. I guess it sounds more butch, more
whatever
mysterious, more
Floats your
whatever.
boat,
So, considering your reaction, I'm assuming that that's not a game you and Scott play. And I'm going to apologize to Scott right now at the top of the show.
Scott is
But
my husband.
Scott's your husband. And I'm thinking he might enjoy this, though, as well. So,
Yeah, everybody enjoys, making me turn
Blush.
red and get very embarrassed. Of course, it's a fun game.
so are you ready to play?
I'm ready. Let's go.
All right. So now I'm going to put this out front. I have dabbled
Okay.
in a lot of arenas. Most don't work for me because I just pretty much like to go, full on. I don't need to escape somewhere else during the process. He's squirming already.
Just like I don't
It's
know what's
awesome.
coming out of your mouth. So I'm like, oh, okay.
I'm just talking about preferences,
Okay.
in the
All right. Yeah.
bedroom or out of the bedroom or outside or wherever.
Okay.
So
Yes.
how about spanking?
No, I don't get it. I don't want to be hurt. Spanking hurts. I don't want to be hurt. And I don't want to make people hurt. So yeah, no.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat, although I have tried it, not me being spanked, but somebody wanted me to spank them. And after the second time, and I did, I was like, okay, I'm kind of done with this. I feel there might be some stuff you should work out in therapy.
Exactly.
But that's just me.
Right.
Some people enjoy different levels of pain, but not me. I have enough in my daily life as it is. I don't need it in the bedroom. So, are
Yes.
you ready for number 2?
Sure. What's
Not that
number
there's
2?
any numbers, but we're just going to go randomly. So I'm assuming then bondage isn't your bag either.
Oh God, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I've never trusted anybody enough for them to tie me up.
Yeah, I'm such a control freak in everything I do in life that I just couldn't imagine. No.
Well, how about the other way around?
No.
No, you wouldn't like tie Scott to a chair and then just go shopping?
No.
No?
I would not.
Okay. All right. So that gets bondage out of the way.
Okay.
Do you know what edging is?
Okay. I know I've heard of it because people in conversation, you might even have been you, like throw that word out and I'm like, oh yeah, smile and nod, Tom. Just smile and nod. Not exactly sure.
Well, see, that's why I'm here, and that's what makes us the perfect odd couple.
Okay.
So edging is a form of sexual play where you prolong release.
Okay.
And it could be for an hour, 2 hours, a couple of days, whatever. But during the course of that, you're engaging in, let's just say, foreplay. There's but you just put off
Right.
the actual release, which I guess, isn't it tantric sex, which is the same basic premise?
I think so.
Isn't that what that is?
I think so. But isn't that also like, hey, want to go have a snack and come back later?
Pretty much.
Yeah, right? So,
Yeah.
or like, when you fall asleep and you wake up the next morning and go like, did we finish? And then like, no. And then we do it then.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess it's, fancy word for.
Exactly. So now the next time it comes up, and it definitely wasn't me because this is very unlike me as well, because I don't really talk about sexual exploits.
Okay.
I believe it's between me and the other person or the other 3 persons or the other, however many. I just got an eye roll and a sigh, but that's okay. Yeah, and I leave it there. I'm not one of those gays who needs to talk about their sexual exploits. But so this is equally fun and challenging for me.
Okay, cool. Awesome.
Just so you know.
Great.
So this one is actually one of my favorite things to do, and I'm curious if you've ever heard of it. It's called Breath of Life Kiss, or also Breathing Kiss. Do you know what that is?
I have no clue what that would be.
Well, I feel like this is one you two could try, and none of
Okay.
us need to know how it goes, just
Okay.
as an FYI. But it's
Okay.
really cool, and it's incredibly intimate. So what you do when you're making out is you sync your breathing.
Right.
And that is as one exhales, the other inhales. And then vice versa. Then as that person exhales, the other person inhales. So you're sort of breathing
Right.
to each other.
I would think that actually is just a natural thing that would happen between the two of us. Perhaps.
Perhaps it does, but this is sustained. Like you would do it for 15 or 20 seconds. Because okay, when I've done this with people who have never experienced it before, they're always like, whoa, got a little head rush. And I said, well, it's nature's poppers. You never have to do poppers again because you do get a little head rush because you're breathing in, you're not taking in fresh oxygen. It's carbon, is it dioxide? It's not monoxide. Monoxide comes from cars. Carbon dioxide. And I'm going to just try it.
I just kind of feel like that's a thing that happens, and instead of going like, oh, here comes some carbon dioxide, I'm like, did you have tuna fish for lunch?
That's nasty. No, it's a very different,
Okay.
it's not the stuff that comes along and regular making out. Because the first time I did it, I was like, what the hell was that?
Yeah, but it's different, Michael, we've been together for so long. So it's not like we're not doing, I just feel like so many things that we do are in sync. And I'm not going to consciously do it, but I'm going to consciously see if that just happens between.
Okay. Fair
And
enough.
if it doesn't, then I'll try it.
Yeah.
I will report back.
Fair enough.
Okay.
I like that answer.
Great.
Now, considering you do a number of the couples dinner parties and brunches and stuff like that here in Palm Springs, and a lot of those couples are in open relationships, which is where I'm assuming you heard about the edging. Do you know what DP stands for? D as in David, P as in Paul?
DP, director of photography.
No, because there is no Oscar for this.
Oh, honey.
Well, there could be an Oscar if his name is Oscar.
Oh, no.
If he's one of the participants.
I not only get the Oscar, I give the speech afterwards.
Yes.
Okay, so what's
Probably
the DP?
not for this because,
Okay.
you guys have a monogamous relationship.
Okay, so what's a DP?
It requires 3 people.
Okay.
And DP stands for double penetration. And that is all I'm going to say because it really needs no further explanation.
You are correct, sir.
All right.
Okay.
So there you go. Look at you learning all this stuff.
Look at me.
Damn. Another one that I know you're definitely not gonna partake in, but I'm just doing it to shock you.
Good.
And to make me uncomfortable as well.
Fantastic.
Have you heard of CBT?
CBT. No, I have not.
So this is another one that needs no further explanation, and we sort of covered this. It would be under the spanking kind of. Yeah, it's just cock and ball torture.
Oh, why?
I know
Why?
it hurts. It hurts just thinking about it. I
So,
don't know because
let's just stop there for a
Okay.
second. I get whatever floats your boat, whatever
Right.
lifts your skirt up, whatever it is. Good for you. I just don't understand, why do people want to be hurt? And we have spent our entire male lives like protecting our balls from being kicked and being thrashed and, playing sports. And yet that's a thing. Cock and ball torture.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, I don't understand it, but I
Okay,
guess
yeah.
again, for a lot of people, not only in our community, but in
Yeah.
the hetero
right.
community, pain is part of their pleasure. So more power to you. I just
Right.
don't hit me in my balls, please.
Exactly. I don't want to be hurt.
When you watch like those
Yes.
bloopers and
I
fail
cannot
army,
watch those.
I feel it. Like I
Right?
literally feel it when somebody gets a nut punch or just something hits you. Just
Yeah. Scott loves watching all of those videos where somebody, they're on the skateboard and then they slam down on a handrail or something. And I can't watch that. Oof.
I love watching them too, but
No,
I
can't.
feel their pain. I mean, I love watching people fall down. It brings me joy. And don't ever fall in my presence because I will be laughing hysterically. But on the bright side, I will also be helping you up because that's who I am. But for some reason, it makes me laugh. Go figure. I don't get, even if I fall, I'm hysterical laughing. I could be hurt because, I went hiking here once and wound up with a concussion.
Uh-huh.
And another time I sprained my wrist because I tend to hike off trail and do stupid things that I shouldn't. but I'll be lying on the ground laughing in my pain, going, "Oh my God, I can't believe I did something that's stupid." And
Okay.
does it prevent me from doing it the next time?
Of
Nope.
course not. Yeah.
So, anyway, how about puppy play?
Okay. Is this where they're like dressed up like dogs or they're walked around
Yes.
on a leash?
Yes.
Yeah.
One person is.
Yeah. I've seen pictures of that. We talked about, I think last week we talked about the Folsom
Right.
Street Fair, and I remember seeing a picture of some guy on a leash being led around, and he actually had a tail inserted into him. So I get it. I'm not going there, but I get it.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
Yeah, nope. Um, so just two more for you, and then I'll let you off the hook.
Oh no, this is fun. This is awesome.
Have you heard of mummification?
Mummification.
Yes.
So is that just wrapping somebody up in sheets or bandages or something?
Well, we spoke in a previous show about weight issues, and now, I will always
Yes.
perceive myself as fat. So when I read about this and saw what they used, my immediate thought was, "Oh, I wonder if you lose weight," because the most common use is Saran wrap.
Of course it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you like? Wouldn't that be your thought? Will I lose weight?
Yeah.
Is it like a seaweed wrap or something?
Exactly. Right.
Don't touch me. Don't do anything to me. Just wrap me in Saran wrap and come back in a half an hour. I'm good. See how much I sweat it off. Stick me in a steam room or a sauna too.
Yeah, but then like one drink of water and it's all right back, isn't it?
Why you gotta burst my bubble?
Because I don't want you to hurt yourself doing something.
Yeah, I would need an X-Acto knife or something too in my hand while they're wrapping me, because
Just in case.
if I want
Yeah.
out, I want out.
Yeah, no kidding.
So, but that's why the safe word exists, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you're trusting somebody you're doing all this stuff with, then make sure you have a safe word.
But can you really trust somebody?
I do believe that there are, again, in both the heterosexual and the gay community, where it's almost it's a contractual agreement where you have to trust the person. And if you say your safe word, that's it, game over. And
Right.
things stop. So I would hope that that's the situation, that if, you go into an agreement with somebody in that realm, that's part of the agreement. If I say stop, you stop.
Right.
And you have a particular word for that, like supercalifragilistic. I don't know. But I would think that that's pretty much agreed on by both parties before you enter into
I
it.
think that would be like my biggest fear, that, you're meeting someone that you don't know, you're having sex with them, and then you're trusting this person that you don't know. Again, it's so far out of my world, my wheelhouse, but I would be constantly, like, I don't think I can enjoy whatever's happening, because I would always wondering.
Yeah, there's no way I would. Again, I wouldn't trust a total stranger to abide by rules.
Right.
Absolutely, but if you're in a couple or a
Sure.
throuple or whatever, and you know each other, I'm assuming most of this stuff. Because again, I've dabbled in some of it, and some of it doesn't require a safe word, like water sports. It is what it is. You give it a go. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But yeah, I'm assuming that you don't initially jump into something really heavy with a complete stranger, because
Right.
there are a lot of screwed up people out there who might especially these days, who might take advantage of that situation.
Hopefully
tie you
not.
up to the bed and rob your house.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
So if you are, I hope you guys are, playing safely and using something that keeps you safe as well.
Right.
And then we're going to go into the hanky code, which I think our generation is really familiar with, right? Not so much used these days. But I was exploring some colors I wasn't familiar with.
Okay, first of all, you just have to, just a real quick thing here about the hanky
Oh, the
code.
hanky code. Yes, you're right.
I
I do go by
know,
it just because of
yeah.
our age.
Well,
Um,
but the thing is, like, I knew that that was something there. I never knew what any color meant at all,
oh,
ever.
so
So,
forgive me my assumptions. So, okay, the hanky code is basically colored handkerchiefs
yes.
that one wears in their pockets or, ties around their belt loop on a particular side. The left side being lets people know that you're the dominant in a situation, and the
Okay.
right side means you're the submissive.
Can I jump in here for a second?
Absolutely.
I remember when I was younger, 20s, that it was the same kind of thing if you had one earring. Is that the same? Like that if you had an earring on one side, it meant something, and a
Yeah,
same thing?
back in the day there was a straight side and a gay side.
Oh, okay. See, I thought it was like the same thing, dominant and passive.
No, there was
No.
because straight guys had their ears pierced back then too. And I had my left ear pierced just because that was the side I wanted it on. Um I don't know if I got the right ear or not. I
Oh,
never inquired,
okay.
but I do remember going home and my mother saw the earring and she looked at me in her judgmental, drunken way and went, "What does that mean?" And my response was, "It means I got my ear pierced." Period. End of
Okay.
conversation. Because I was already out at that point. So it was like,
Right.
what the fuck do you mean? What does it mean?
Right.
Bikers have their ear pierced. It was Jersey. A lot of people had their ears pierced. Um, so anywho. But anyway, okay, so now that we got the sort of dynamic of the hanky code worked out,
Okay.
so well then I'm going to go over some that you may not have. The dark blue.
I know nothing of these colors.
Okay, so
And
well,
is
go
this
ahead.
still being done today?
Um, there's definitely like if I go out to one of the more seedy bars here in Palm Springs, there are people who do have the hankies in their pockets, and for some strange reason, it always makes me smile. Going, oh look, they're carrying the torch. I love that, but not so much.
Okay.
Armbands have become a thing. Leather armbands or some kind of armband, or even tattoos. Um, and again, right side is submissive, left side is dominant. So I think that has become seems to be the trend right now, armbands or tattoos.
Okay.
But anyway, a dark blue, like a navy,
Mm-hmm.
is for fucking. So if you see somebody with a blue hanky on their left side, there's going to be a quiz later, so I hope you're taking notes.
I'm going to be calling you every time I'm going somewhere. It's like, all right, I'm wearing this dark blue suit. Is it okay if I wear it? Like, I'm going to be
In your
so
breast
worried
pocket,
now.
yes, that means nothing.
Okay.
So don't worry about your breast pocket.
Just check.
Just yeah, so you're safe. You're safe there at least
Okay.
for now. That might change in the future, but I will let you know
Thank you,
if
sir.
for some reason the trends go there.
Okay.
So yeah, navy blue is for fucking. If you got it on your left, that means you are a top. Right, you're a bottom. Easy peasy, right? And back in the day when this thing, sort of caught fire, it was, we were talking about this last week. Our roots are,
Right.
Manhattan, Greenwich Village, and the Castro in San Francisco. It was an easy way for guys to be walking around town and cruising, and somebody would see something and go, "Oh, their family," you know.
Okay. Did like one person come up with all this? The colors? Like who did it?
I'm assuming it was a group effort. I I
I
honestly don't
that would be
know.
like
I didn't.
so
I
awesome.
actually.
Like, hey, what did you accomplish in life? I came up with navy blue for fucking. Like, oh,
I
cool.
came up with the hanky code. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm assuming it started. Somebody had the idea, and then maybe the bookstores and the paraphernalia stores that existed back then in the village and in the Castros, probably communicated to the folks who were buying in the store.
Okay.
This is what they mean.
Cool.
Because I do remember going to a store in Greenwich Village, and there was a whole wall of hankies, and there was the whole list. How it got there, I'm not sure, but
Okay.
I'm going to be Googling that when we're done. Who started the hanky code?
Awesome.
Yeah. So now light blue Means you're
Light
just
fucking.
nope, just oral. Just oral.
Oh, okay.
What does the left mean?
Passive.
I told you to take notes.
Passive, right?
No,
No.
you know what's funny? Because at the beginning, I always thought it didn't make sense. And maybe because we're right-handed, you think right-handed
No.
dominant, but it's not. It's just the opposite. So left is dominant, right is passive.
It's
Did you write
just
that
going
down?
in and coming right back out. I'm not.
I know.
I'm
I
not
could see
saving
I
this
could see the
stuff.
glazed
Yeah.
look in your eye. Mauve, which this I didn't know this existed.
Sounds so edging.
No.
Okay. I was just trying to be.
But you know what? It was a good guess.
I think.
This was something I didn't know was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's for belly button fetishes. I wish you guys could see Tom's face right now. Oh my God. That was
What?
freaking awesome. Yeah. I did not know there were belly button fetishes.
I'm pretty sure there's a fetish for everything, but I can't imagine what one does with a belly button. Don't want to even go there, but good for you.
I mean,
guys.
I could imagine it. I don't see myself doing it or wanting it done. But
Wow.
okay. So mauve, belly button. Look
Okay.
at that. Lavender. Now, just think of the color.
Yeah.
This one made sense to me, unlike the mauve.
But if mauve is down here, the same family as lavender, so maybe nipple play?
Think fake breasts. Drag.
Oh.
Yeah, it means that,
Well, do you
so
need
let's
to
say-
have a hanky if you're in drag?
well, it would communicate, because not all drag queens walk around in drag 24/7. So, I have a friend who does drag and drag shows, and he's always worried about when he's not out in drag, people finding out that's what he does, and then all of a sudden they're going to run the other way. So back in the day, this was the way of saying to somebody, I do drag, and it's out of the way at the beginning.
Okay.
So, the left side would be the person who does drag, and the right side would be somebody who's,
Into someone who
loves the
does drag.
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Cool.
I liked that one a lot.
Sure, I get that.
Yeah. And then coral.
Coral. Sea. Something about the sea. I don't know.
Well, the word shrimp is involved. They're actually called shrimpers. And those are the passive side.
Wait. I'm feeling my lunch coming back up here. What the fuck? Shrimpers?
Yeah, toes.
Okay. Great. Awesome.
So left side, you like your toes sucked.
Oh, okay.
Right side, you like to suck toes, and those who like to suck toes are called shrimpers.
Fantastic. That's fantastic.
And on that note,
Yes.
so now that we sort of covered the fetishes and some of that stuff, I got to ask you, how gay are you? Like, so, because you've said you've been with women.
Well, I dated women in, high school and college. I basically always knew that I was gay, but I felt that was something that I had to do. So,
because we're going to discuss the Kinsey scale.
okay.
And Alfred Kinsey he founded the Institute of Sexual Research back in 1947. And he did a lot of groundbreaking research and actually introduced the world to the whole gray area of sexuality.
Right. Which
is pretty cool. And what's really sad is that still half of the world just thinks that there's two things.
Yeah.
So the scale runs from a 0, being completely heterosexual, to a 6. So where would you say you fell in that?
I'm married to a man.
Do you ever see a woman and go, oh, she's hot? I'd like to bang her. Not I'd like to wear what she's wearing
Yeah.
or her shoes, but
No, I do not.
yeah, me either. I think I'm a -1 actually.
But I can appreciate a woman's body. I can see like, oh wow, those are some beautiful breasts, or but I don't want to do anything with.
Right.
So
So
where's
you're a zero.
okay.
Well, I'm asking. That was
Yeah,
a
no,
question.
I guess so. I would imagine so.
Okay. Because I'm definitely, I'm below zero. I am as homo as one can possibly be because I knew it from a very early age, and there's
Yeah.
never been a desire. And I'm not a zero. Sorry, I'm a six.
Oh,
You're a
then I'm
six.
a
I'm a
6.
seven. I'm off the chart.
Okay.
Yes. Ooh. Um, we just almost outed ourselves as heterosexual. Holy crap. There goes our audience.
Right.
Um, so, yes, we're sixes.
Okay.
And I'm going to do a shout out to Jessica for a second. Where do you fall?
I,
Jessica's our producer.
I'm on the absolute straightest.
Yeah.
No, that's probably not true. I know that I've always known that I was gonna end up with a man because I just love penis so much. But I wanted to be above the waist lesbian. I want to kiss them and maybe like touch their boobies, and that's about it. So like
I don't
small
think there's
pie.
such a thing as an above the waist lesbian. I think it's got to go all the way or none.
Well, I don't know. Can't you? I mean, you can find there's a little eroticism in.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's put it this way: I have fallen in love with a couple of girls, and it was confusing because I thought they were. I thought I couldn't tell the difference between friendship love and then attraction love, and then by high school, I definitely fell in love with a girl while also opining over dudes. So it was just a really confusing time. But let's put it this way: I would say that if I was raised today, I'd probably be more bisexual than I am,
Okay. Fair enough.
but I'm
Um,
very happily heterosexual right now. I don't feel like I'm missing anything, if that makes sense.
yeah. Well, then I would definitely say you're probably a 0 to a 1.
Closer, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
There's I
Sort
within
of
the
maybe a point
spectrum.
five. Point
Within
five.
the spectrum, I'm also my own spectrum for
Yeah.
sure.
As most people are. And, I think adolescence is a confusing time for a lot of people because
For
all these
everybody.
hormones are
Yeah.
raising. So,
Sure.
yeah. But there was an interesting thing Mr. Kinsey discovered during this period. 37% of men, and he did research with 8,000 folks, so it was a good cross section, especially for 1947. 37% of men had admitted to having a same-sex sexual experience. That didn't mean they were gay, but had
Right.
same, which shocked the shit out of me because I thought women would have been higher in that field of exploration when they were in their teens. But shockingly enough, it's only 13% of women back then that claimed to have had a same
Well,
sex.
again, back then, I
Yeah.
think there was. I mean, now we are so much freer, but I think a lot of straight guys, like you said, adolescence is like a wacky time, and they just kind of play around or trying to figure things out. So I'm not really surprised at that.
Okay. Well, then I will sit in my surprise and wonder alone.
Well, no, you
And that's
can
okay.
be surprised. But I mean, didn't
I,
you
I
like?
just always thought women, like,
But
I,
in
I,
in
it
high
just,
school or at the clubs in the in the summer, like guys were always like grabbing everybody their ass, their
yeah.
dick. They're always talking about each other's dicks. It was just like that whole period of adjustment of
Yeah.
becoming who you are.
Okay. Yeah, I could totally see that now. Um, yeah, so then we're going to jump up to the current time and we're going to talk about our generation and yeah,
Yes.
how ideas and about sexuality have changed. Because the boomers, hung on to that heterosexual thing, I think, longer than we needed to in our community. Because, like you said, you were with women because you felt you had to be,
Right. Yeah.
right? So there's that pressure. So a lot of boomers came out much later in life.
Oh, yeah. We've talked about how many friends we have that were married to women and have had children
Yeah,
and then finally came out. So yeah, I totally get that.
yeah. That one didn't surprise me.
Right.
Where But here's an interesting thing: the Gen Zers.
Yes.
And so this was a Gallup poll that actually did interviews with 12,000 people. So it's even a bigger slice of life. The Gen Zers, which actually right now they only interviewed people who were born from 97 to 2003 because they wanted to talk to 18-year-olds and above.
Adults, yeah.
Right. So they're very fluid. 20.8% of them claim to be homosexual.
Okay.
Which is, it doubles our generation of boomers who are willing to say that, which is, I think, so cool because they have permission now to be who they are.
Exactly. This Gen Z, we have all our hopes on these people.
Yeah.
That they're going to change the world for us.
Yeah, really is such a beautiful thing to see. And again, we talked about this last week because of Tennessee, how willing they are to fight.
Right.
Makes me really happy.
Sure.
And it should make our generation happy too. Because again, you know, a lot of us fought the good fight for a very long time. And it's nice to see somebody finally pick up that torch and say, fuck you to the masses. This is who I am. It's a beautiful thing.
It is a beautiful thing.
Yeah. So thank you for indulging me on this little journey.
Thank you for taking me on this sexual journey that I'm going to always now look at people's hankies, I guess. I'll see a woman in the store with a handkerchief on, and I'll be like, "Oh my God, you're a shrimper."
And she'll say, "Yes, I am."
Yes, and they're $5 per pound in aisle 7. Thank you very much, ma'am.
So yeah, and again, you know, for our generation, I think it's huge. This is one of those times that we can sort of look to the younger generation, those Gen Zers who are living so freely, and there are still so many of us who live with the confines of the society that we were raised in. And it's just, you know what? Let your freak flag wave. Don't be ashamed of anything you do. Embrace it. Do it wholeheartedly. Yeah.
But also for those of us of our age, our generation, to look at this younger group who are being free to be whoever they are, shrimpers or gay or bi or fluid or whatever, and not to look at them and think like, they don't know how good they have it, you know, or be jealous of them that they get to be who they are. No, we need to be proud of the work that we did for those younger people to allow them to get to the place where they can be free as who they are, and then they can change the world for us.
Yeah.
I think, you know, don't be a hater, you know.
And remember that they have different struggles than we did. You know, the Gen
God,
Zers don't know life without an active shooter drill in their school.
Sure. Yeah.
You know, so yeah, just to have compassion for each other, I think is a huge thing. And we all have something to learn, regardless of our age, from other generations.
And Michael and I have a lot to learn from not only each other. Thank you again, Michael, for telling me all about these kinks, but we need to learn from all of you out there as well. So we would love for you to get in contact with us. Let us know, where are you on this Kinsey scale? Where are you in the world of kinks? Like, what color handkerchief are you wearing that I should not be wearing, just in case? So yeah, reach out to us. We'd love to hear from you. Write to us at no2gaysabout it, and that's the number 2, no2gaysabout it @gmail.com. You can also reach out to us on TikTok, where Michael is in trouble today. Also on Facebook and also on Instagram. You can find us at no2gaysabout it. Again, that's the number 2, no2gaysabout it. So reach out to us and let us hear all about you and your kinky world.
Yes, and we have one more segment that is Tom's favorite, and that's our Savage Side-Eye.
Savage Side-Eye.
Yeah. And I'm
So-
gonna field this one today. if you
All
don't
right, cool.
mind.
So, Michael, who the heck is bugging you today? Who are you going to give that savage side eye to?
It's actually going out to pundits and commentators on the left, believe
Who?
it or not.
Wow.
Just in mass, because it seems that one point or another during the course of the day, these words come out of one of their mouths. And that is, well, how low can the Republican Party go? When will the sane people take the Republican Party back over? And I gotta say, wake the fuck up. They're not sane. The party has been hijacked from the moment Reagan opened the door to the Christian fundamentalists and let them take over the party. I just want the left to realize that and start the battle today with what we have and stop fantasizing about this Republican Party that used to be. That you're taking your eye off of the ball, in my opinion, because they're not sane. We've learned that the hard way for a couple of decades now, from the Clinton blowjob impeachment thing, that they actually spent that much time on that. And now you have a president who paid off a porn star and nobody's blinking an eye. So the Republican Party is who they are. Please believe them. Maya Angelou said this wonderful thing: when someone shows you who they are, believe them. So believe them and stop saying that fucking stupid thing.
Okay, you heard it, all you commentators and news people on the left. You have now received Michael's side eye. So get it together.
Yeah, and I know they won't, because what the hell, but, I can vent.
Sure you can. And I would love all of you to see Michael vent and see my face blushed 17 shades of violet and red and lavender
And mauve.
and mauve. And you can do that by watching us on YouTube. We have a bunch of videos are up there from all our different shows. But if you go to YouTube, you have got to like and subscribe and hit the
Please.
notify button. We need you so that you, I don't know, we need you to...
we need you to keep us going, is basically
keep
what
us
it comes
going.
down to.
Basic.
So
Sure.
if you're enjoying what you're hearing here, just take the little arrow and hit the like or hit the subscribe, and it helps us. So help us, help you,
And
help us, help us.
How
help
else
you.
can people help us, Michael?
They could actually scoot over to Patreon if they would like, and
Great.
become a family member, which allows them early access. And that's patreon.com/no two gays about it, the number 2. And we have perks that we're going to be rolling out as subscribers and viewers go up. But it would help us to keep this going. So anything you could do would be greatly appreciated.
Indeed, it would. And until we come back, we want all of you shrimpers and edgers and mummificators to get out there and just
torturers,
all of you, just enjoy your life. Be you. Be happy to be who you are, and make sure you come back and see us next week, because you can find us on YouTube and on every other social media channel. Just look for us, No Two Gays About It. Michael, this has been fun. Thank you for taking me on this kinky little trip today.
Thank you
Until
for
next time,
indulging
Michael.
me. Thank you so much. And thank you guys for listening. And if you have any show ideas, feel free to hit us up on any of the platforms. We're more than happy to get your opinions up here and rolling. So thank you for listening.